Most people count down the days until retirement. They're looking forward to the freedom to travel, to sleep in, to spend time with friends and family. I am not one of those people. I'm an overachiever, a disruptor, a change maker. I'm what Arthur C. Brooks in his book From Strength to Strength calls a striver, driven by purpose, productivity, and the next big goal. Slowing down doesn't feel relaxing, feels disorienting. Welcome to the space between. You're invited in. Pull up a chair. Take a breath with me. This is where I explore the transition from a lifetime of purpose-driven work into the unknown world of retirement. Walk with me through the fear, the freedom, and the funny bits of uncharted territory. After decades of working in the child welfare system and standing with youth aging out of the foster care system, I am now stepping into my own transition of retirement or maybe semi-retirement. And I'll be honest, I'm scared. I'm scared of losing my income. I'm scared of losing my identity. I'm scared of losing my connections. And like the young people I've stood beside, I can see what I'm leaving behind, but the road ahead still blurry. If you're somewhere in this space between, hit subscribe and let's navigate it together. You see, I loved my work with all my heart. I stood shoulder to shoulder with lived experience experts and allies, challenging systems and opening doors. And it wasn't just what I did, it was who I was. We pushed policies, we rewired practices, we challenged assumptions. It was relentless. It was meaningful. It became part of me. And now the challenge is stepping away. And while I'm uncertain, I do what I've always done. I read, I research, and I write it all down. And that's the space between, turning the fear of transition into the courage of becoming who you were always meant to be. And so today, I'm sharing 3 lessons along with steps that you can try out to make your own transition feel a little less like a free fall and more like taking flight. So the first lesson is about income. And let's be honest, retirement in a nutshell is the paycheck stop and the expenses keep marching on. And income isn't just about numbers, it's about security, it's about stability and freedom, it's about guilt-free Target runs. And what I've learned, I don't have to stop working altogether. I had the opportunity to step back and step into what's called bridge work. It's a middle lane. It's an intentional in between from full time to full stop. My bridge looks like this. I'm going to do some youth-centered consulting, and I'm going to continue writing my Foster Youth Voice Champion blog and the Space Between blog. Check them out on LinkedIn. And I'm going to continue to mentor lived experience leaders. Purpose intact, pace reduced. So try this. First, choose one lane, not 3. Next, set your rails. How many hours a week do you want to work? And give yourself a review date because open-ended is a striver code for accidentally full-time again. So here's a question for you. What's one paid activity you would choose to keep if you decided to step back? Remember to build a bridge that you can actually walk across. The second lesson I've learned is about identity. Because who am I without the title, without the deadlines? For years, my answer to who are you started with my job. Now I'm learning that meaning shows up not in what I am, but in how I show up. So I've decided to replace my titles with my verbs. And while I have retired my business cards with the titles of CEO and psychotherapist, I have not given up my relevance as a researcher, a writer, and a mentor. So try this. Make your verb list. Will you be there to teach? Will you write? Will you create? Will you listen? Schedule your time by your verbs, not by a vague task. So keep a proof folder of finished blogs, kind notes, and reminders that you're still contributing. So here's the challenge for you. Pick one verb for tomorrow. Give yourself 15 minutes of focus time, timer on, phone off, and know that done is enough. So learn to live by your verbs, not by your titles. And the last lesson that I have learned is the hardest one for me, connection. You see, I have been so focused on my career for so long, I have failed to maintain friendships. But knowing the importance of connections as I begin to slow down and the work community slips away, I've decided to treat connection like a practice, something you train for, not something that happens by luck. So this year is my rebuilding year, right? The playbook is thin and the star player me needs a nap every once in a while. And the goal isn't a trophy, it's friendships that would carry me to the Super Bowl. So I'm running simple, repeatable plays. Each week, that looks like one group workout a week. Usually for me, that's yoga, and at least one real call to a friend or family member. Monthly, I'm attending my local library's book club and will make sure that I set up one lunch date with a friend every month. And on a quarterly basis, I actually host a ladies' tea and tarot gathering at my home. Here's my question for you. What are your plays to practice building connections this week, this month, or this quarter? Remember to rebuild connection on purpose. So here's a quick recap. And let's take them one breath at a time. One, to chase away the loss of income fear. Build a bridge with work that you can continue at a slower pace. Number two, to overcome the loss of identity, begin to reframe your titles into verbs you can live by. And number three, to practice connection like it matters, because it does. Set yourself micro goals to build meaningful friendships. So, if you are in the space between, know that you are not alone. Share your bridge plan, your tomorrow verb, or your new connection ritual in the comments. And if you know somebody else navigating this uncertain middle, invite them here. If this resonated, please hit like and subscribe, and it helps others find their way to this space too. We'll learn in public, we'll rest on purpose, and we'll get braver together. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Wynter. This is The Space Between.